Wealth creation has been described as both a science and an art in the same breath. Becoming a billionaire, they say, is not mean feat, but according to wealth experts, remaining a billionaire in the midst of an increasingly competitive food chain is even far a harder job. And how true all of this? Well, we're now being joined for a conversation by Dr. Stephen Akintayo, a man who has more than passing interest in money, wealth creation, and economic well-being. Dr. Stephen Akintayo is an inspirational speaker and author and lead consultant at Stephen Akintayo Consulting International, G-Tex Media Investment. His recent book, Billionaire Habits, are becoming quite popular among upwardly mobile individuals these days. Welcome to the program, Stephen. Stephen, for you to write a book about billionaire, that means you're a billionaire yourself. What was your journey like getting to the top, and what are the things we can glean from your personal story as you claim to be a billionaire and about this book?
Okay, thank you very much. It's good to join you guys today. So for me, my journey started, my mother was a civil servant and my father's business had crumbled before I was born. And I remember my mother taking me to a neighbor to borrow money to send me to school. And sometimes they look at her with disdain. She had 5 children and it was not a sweet story. So I had always known that something was wrong with this poverty. There's just nothing glamorous about poverty, even though it's unfortunate that today, in some circle, people try to make poverty look like something that is good. So over the years, I think at the age of 18, I read my first book on money, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And that started that journey. There was no business I didn't do on campus. I've sold popcorn, I've hawked electronics, there's nothing. But we thank God for where we are today. 13 years ago, started as a bulk SMS company. 13 years later, we built a multi-billionaire business empire with office in Nigeria, UK, US, and in Dubai. So it's been a humble journey, but we thank God.
Well, Stephen Akintayo, this is your book, Billionaire Habits, The Secrets. Just to show people there. The secrets billionaires use to build wealth that the poor don't use. Okay, you have admitted that you are a billionaire, right? And reading your book, I see you talking about habits. Yeah. What would you consider to be the most important habits of a billionaire by way of summarizing the book? Because, look, some of the things you say here, I've been practicing them, but the billions have refused to come. Just tell me the habits that I need to cultivate.
I was told Dr. Abati has read the book and took his time, so I was ready for your questions today. But I think one of it is monetizing relationship, particularly for those of us in the media. A lot of times we're around wealthy people, but we're not necessarily conscious of how do we turn that relationship to capital, to business. And your network always determines your net worth. But you have to understand how to draw value, how to draw entrepreneurship lessons from that. I've met several people who are around me and sometimes I tell them, you have to formally request for me to mentor you. Because there are certain deeper dimensions to running a business that it has to be mutually beneficial for somebody to be willing to show you the ropes as to how they got to where they are. It's not one of the easiest things. It's never an easy journey. But you being able to have a mentor. So 2 things here, having a mentor, and I shared about it in the book, a mentor that can guide you, that can tell you don't do this, don't do that, or take this part, don't take that part. Is a critical element in really becoming successful and being a billionaire. For me, the concept of being a billionaire is not that you have billions sitting in your account, but that you have assets. If we're to, to value the businesses you own, the real estate asset that you have, they are worth billions. So it's not really putting money in the account, but it's about understanding entrepreneurship, having mentors to guide you, and building relationships that can support you in that journey of building wealth.
Well, disclaimer here, I don't actually think billionaires should exist. I don't know why people amass and hoard that much cash when the kind of poverty that you rather movingly described just now exists. And we all know trickle-down economics as a theory has been debunked. For me, it's kind of greedy. But having said that, Poverty is an injustice. The focus for me with wealth, the point of wealth, is to give you options and freedom to create value for yourself and for society. I'd like you to talk about that. What is the purpose of wealth? What does it mean to you? And also, you have taken your book on the road, literally and figuratively. Tell us about your TV show where you're riding around in a roller.
So I love that part. I used to be like you. I mean, and I'm not sure I've changed that much. The purpose of wealth is for distribution, not for hoarding. And like I said earlier, a lot of time people think what makes you a billionaire is that there are billions sitting in your account. I've never had that experience. I'm up to today, I don't have any billions sitting anywhere. I'm always looking for money. This year I need 20 billion to build 1,000 housing units. So it's not that concept. And building 1,000 housing units means you are providing jobs, means that other people are able to take care of their families because your business exists. And that's the narrative we need to begin to share. Two poor people can't help themselves. My biological mother died of cancer in Nigeria, ovarian cancer, because I didn't even have money to send her for good medical treatment outside the country. There's nothing about poverty to be admired and to be loved. However, my own version of wealth, and that's part of what I share in the book, is people who made money legitimately through what they did. I'm not talking about corrupt politicians, and I've said this, that media, particularly Nigerian media, are also part of the reasons why politicians are the ones that are being paraded all the time. We need to begin to invest in also showing entrepreneurship, showing entrepreneurs, showing role models and what they are doing. And so for me is that my own version of building wealth and being a billionaire is that you see yourself as a distributor and that you are making money so that you can add value to humanity, not that you are hoarding it somewhere.
Well, we don't have more time. We just have to thank you. And you know that popular song, if you wanna be a billionaire, billionaire. Anyway, we still have a few seconds, Rufai. Maybe you have the last one.
I mean, so Stephen, real quickly, I mean, what would you tell somebody that is among that 33% unemployed young Nigerian now as we speak today, that doesn't know where the next meal will come from? What would you tell them real quickly?
What I would tell them is that if anybody really wants to empower you, it's not by giving you handouts, which is what most politicians do here. I mean, you see a politician pack money and start giving people. That's not how he wants to empower you. And that you need to know that building wealth is your personal responsibility. And that journey begins by looking for something that you love doing, that you think you have the capacity to do, offer it as a service, monetize it, let people pay you for that which you carry that is of value. But more importantly, look for genuine mentors on your way to the top, right? There are people on your path who are ahead of you. The biggest reason for failure in business is lack of apprenticeship, right? It's not formal education that makes you wealthy. It's having somebody who is ahead, somebody who has done it, the same business you're trying to do, and the person is able to show you the ropes. So for young people, that's my advice. And that's also why I decided to put out the book, that hopefully through the book, the same way when I was 18, I was able to read a book on Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And that changed my life. The same way I'm hoping this book begin to help people to change the way they think and see possibilities. Hope is what Nigeria needs. Hope is what Nigerian youth need. And we need to bring that to the table.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Here is the book again for those, for the benefit of those who may be interested in it. Congratulations. I know it's not easy to write a book. Thank you very much for joining us.